How can I improve communication with my husband when we strongly disagree on important issues like the conspiracy theory sort that can greatly affect our future so that he feels heard, I feel heard, and neither one of us feels crazy?
Well, one of you may be crazy. That's the problem. Yo. This is John, the Dr. John Delony Show. Coming to you from Nashville, Tennessee, taking your calls on your life, your marriage, your emotional and mental health, whatever you got going on in your life. Crazy spouses, kids that are struggling, schools, whatever you got. I'll sit with you and we'll figure out what's the next right move. If you want to be on the show, go to johndelony.com/ask, A-S-K. Let's roll out to Orlando, Florida, and talk to Alex. What up, Alex?
Hi, Dr. John. How are you?
Doing great. How are you?
My heart is racing, but I'm hoping that my mind does not go blank. So I'm excited to talk to you.
Hey, if your mind goes blank, that'll make two of us. We'll just quote Dumb and Dumber lines for a while to get us back to reality. So what's up?
Yeah. Okay. So I just kind of wrote down some notes and try to be sweet, concise, to the point. And then I guess if you want to ask questions, then we can go from there.
Perfect.
Okay. So my question is, how can I improve communication with my husband and stay connected when we strongly disagree on important issues like things of like the conspiracy theory sort that can greatly affect our future financially? So a little bit of background. First of all, I want to say that I love my husband. He's an amazing husband and he's an amazing father to our two sons. And I know that this is kind of like a controversial, crazy topic. So I want to say that first. We've been married for 8 years and he's always kind of like dabbled in like some random conspiracy theories. Like, I mean, so have I, who hasn't kind of went down rabbit holes, but essentially just in the last like couple of years, he's gotten really strong opinions about like how he thinks that basically the banking system is going to fail. And so recently we've been on baby step 2. We've been really kind of pushing the Dave Ramsey baby steps. And when we were talking about 4, 5, and 6, I brought up how we'll have to start doing, like 15% into the IRA. And he was all of a sudden was like, well, I'm not comfortable putting any money into the banking system because when it fails, we'll lose all of that, which that kind of just broke down into a really big argument that I didn't handle neither one of us handled it very well. And it was a really bad blow up that we don't typically have. And I made the mistake and brought up the word divorce, which I told him I would never do because I guess I don't know how to set healthy boundaries in a marriage or how to communicate effectively. I don't know. And he was really, really hurt by that. He told me. And he felt like I was basically just giving up on our marriage. And I definitely don't want to divorce him. So I'm just trying to figure out how can I communicate effectively to him so that he feels heard, I feel heard, and neither one of us feels crazy.
Well, one of you may be crazy. That's the problem. It sounds like he scared you.
Yeah, I did. I told him that I felt financially unsafe.
There you go.
Yeah, and he heard me, but he also kind of came back with, well, that feels like you don't trust me. Like I've done all this research and,
what research?
I want you.
YouTube?
Yeah, like Telegram channels, YouTube channels, things like that, where he really claims that, there's these things that he truly trusts and feels that very strongly with. And he's tried to show me them before, and I sometimes will point out some inconsistencies, but then he kind of rolls his eyes.
Like
and
math?
He's like, oh, yeah, and I've even pointed to like Dave Ramsey is even, the podcasts and things like, hey, like they talk about stuff like this and, this isn't going to fail. And I even kind of told him like, even if it did, money's not going to be something that we're going to be worried about. We're going to be worried about like food, water, shelter, like people coming to our house. Like we're going to have bigger problems. So.
Right. Go back to the very beginning. The question you read, your very first question, Your very first sentence. Reread it to me.
How can I improve communication with my husband and stay connected?
Keep going.
When we strongly disagree on important issues that can greatly affect our future financially.
Okay. That's the crux here. And you need to know you're not communicating with somebody who is dabbling in facts. You're dealing with somebody who is scared to death. Okay.
Right.
Conspiracy theories are super fun. I love dabbling in them. Like you said, they're a game. It's kind of like gambling, right? When you're watching a football game with your buddies, you're like, I got $5 on this game, whatever. That's fun.
Right.
When somebody is mortgaging their future on gambling apps, it's catastrophic. Right?
Right.
And we're in a world now where, well, here's the truth. Some conspiracy theories are true.
Right.
They've just proven to be true. And most of the time, conspiracy theories, especially when people say the words, I've done my own research. Few sentences just irk me more than that sentence. I've done my own research, which is almost always I Googled a bunch of stuff, I ChatGPT'd it, or I watch a lot of YouTube channels. Secret YouTube channels that nobody knows about.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Rarely do people, quote unquote, do their own research, meaning they go to a lab or they sit down with economic theorists. The economic professors are the problem. Do they sit down with monetary policy people? Do they understand how global trade works? Right? All this stuff.
Right.
So basically what they've done is they have used the internet to give them things that help them make sense of feeling out of control and anxious in a very chaotic world.
Right. And I would agree with that. I mean, and I would also say, I mean, we did have a conversation after the big blow up. Unfortunately, it seems to take big blow ups for him to kind of come to see things on my side a little bit, which I'm not proud of that either, because I know that I have a hand in that too. But, you know, he was able to chat with me and he was like, listen, if it makes you feel safe, we can do that. He goes, however, can we also still, stash some money to the side cash wise? Which I'm like, okay, great, that's a compromise. But then I'm also worried, what's the next thing going to be?
Well, and that's where I want to get to the bottom of this, because this is not isolated to finances.
Right.
And I guarantee you this is not isolated to the banking system imploding or whatever. And by the way, it might, probably not. And if it does, like you said it best, if you have a bunch of solar panels and a good water well, a whole herd of angry people are going to come to your house and shoot you for it. What was the thing before the money?
A big thing before the money.
Mm-hmm.
It was another financial situation where he got into a business idea with a friend from church, and that guy ended up being a scam artist. And
what was the thing before that?
The thing before that.
Here's what I'm getting at. The thing where he has the secret insider information that nobody else seems to be able to see. It could be the woman you said, hey, don't go around her. No, it's cool, man. It could be the buddy or the buddies that you were like, hey, I don't get a good feeling around them. And he's like, no, you don't understand. It can be the business idea, followed by another business idea. It could be the essential oils that are going to cure cancer.
Right.
It's almost always a line of things, and then the internet catches you, and then it connects you to bigger and bigger things.
I mean, that was starting in 2018. He was looking at stuff on the internet and kind of loosely following it.
Right. And can I tell you?
He kind of came on his own, though, I think. I don't think there was anybody directly influencing him.
Okay. Well, and I did the same thing. I hook, line, and sinker, starting back in 2012. Anything the internet said, anything a podcaster said, I was all in on.
Right.
I've got drawers of gadgets. I've got years of having to undo things because whatever. One day I'll just do a whole show of the stupid things I've done over the last decade, trying to be extra healthy or do the like get financially whatever, right? I'm a poster child for it. This is why I have such disdain for the ecosystem that traps minds in it, especially minds that are scared, especially minds that want to take care of their families, and everyone around them is like, better get on your board and start paddling because the water's coming, right?
Yeah.
For a guy who loves his family, the air we breathe is fraught with your family's going to die and it's going to be your fault because you didn't listen to my 7-step plan or my whatever or my fill in the blank.
Well, and then he also does talk a lot about like the expectations of men. He's like, we're just expected to sit down and shut up, and nobody cares about our feelings or how we
That's very
think about
true.
things.
And then men get in these chat rooms and they get in these channels and they create these ecosystems where they just listen to other anxious, fried, unlistened to men. And here's what's really going on out there. And it creates really dangerous situations for families.
Right.
Right. So the truth of the matter is this. He's not on the phone. I want you to hear me say, I love this guy and I'm heartbroken for him, and I've been there. And the path forward is, as you've identified, coming up with weekly, if not daily, actually daily check-ins. And they don't have to be loud. They don't have to be what do you call it? Sensational. I'm talking daily check-ins. A 30-second hug when you wake up and a 30-second hug when he gets home from work. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm talking about going for a walk in the evenings together and not talking about anything politics.
Okay.
You giving space for, hey, you get 5 minutes on your latest conspiracy theory. I want to hear it. Let it rip. And then after 5 minutes, it's over. Really? Yep, go. And then we're there. And then a weekly check-in on how are we doing with our budget? Are we paying off our debts? Because that's one of our goals.
Well, the really cool thing is I basically do all of that because he doesn't really like having to.
Okay, listen, that's not cool.
Oh.
That's not cool. Here's what's happening in your house, and I know this because it happened in mine. I remember the conversation in the backyard of a house I couldn't afford, under multiple 6 figures worth of debt, when I told my wife around a fire pit, I feel like you are creating a life for you and our child that I don't exist in. And she said, I have to. You are slowly creating a world by yourself so that you can feel safe. You're creating a bubble inside your family for you and your kids. And your husband feels that disconnection. And I'm not faulting you. You have to, because you have an unstable husband right now.
Mm.
But that isn't the solution. The solution is to both of you wade through that electricity and decide together we're going to co-create something together, because we're not okay.
Right. And
in my house, I fully fund my retirement accounts. And I do have 3 deep freezers. I do. And my wife says, with your fund money, John, you buy whatever you want to. I'm like, okay, if it all comes. And I have a little bit of that tendency in me. But for the sake of my house and for the sake of looking at data, which says it might go wrong, but it probably won't, I'm still putting money away for retirement. And if it's gone, I'll deal with that then. I'll have bigger fish to fry.
Right.
The challenge I think y'all are going to face here is this is not about conspiracy theories. It's about disconnection between you and him. Here's the deal. You're going to have to take this risk and say, I miss you. And I haven't been communicating well. And I love you. And I think you're a good man. And also, here's the things I need to feel safe inside my own house. I need us to not owe anybody any money. Which, by the way, if it all comes down, that's probably going to be one of your best hedges, is to not owe anybody anything. The next thing is, I want to put money in retirement. The next thing is, I miss you. How can I love you today? Here's how you can love me today. The next thing is let's put in a budget line after we get all our debts paid off and we get our own emergency funds. We don't have to rely on the banks. If you want to buy a deep freezer and some solar panels, knock your lights out. That can be a fun hobby. If you want to put some cash in a high yield savings account and just put on the side, okay. That's your sleep tax. That's your sleep well at night, even though it's not earning what it could be, etc. But I hate what these things are doing to people. I hate the ecosystem that allows this stuff to be out there. I hate the fact that there's just unfettered, there's no accountability, all of that in the media ecosystem we have, but it is what it is. We have to be honest with each other saying, I miss you. I'm disconnected from you. And if I know there's couples out there where one spouse is so down a rabbit hole, they're like, I will not put any money in retirement because fill in the blank, then you are in an economically unsafe environment. And you have to deal with that truth and that reality. And you, Alex, man, the next time you feel like you're about to throw the divorce word around, the next time you're about to explode, that's when you can take the lead and say, I'm going to stop this conversation. It's getting too heated. Let's exhale. Let's circle back in 30 minutes. I'm taking a break. I'll be back in 30 minutes. Let's pause right now. Let's go to bed. Let's pick this back up tomorrow because both of us are getting on the edge. When I say something dumb, you get upset and we're just starting a whirlwind and let's just pause. You get to pick that too. And I don't know another way forward other than just to get off media completely and begin doing old school stuff like asking your neighbor. Asking true experts, but those are even tough to come by. So hope that helps, Alex. I'll just say this, your marriage is more important than any of the nonsense out there. And usually where couples find themselves where y'all are, it's two people who are feeling very unsafe in their marriage. Start there. When we come back, a woman asks how to move forward with her husband if she doesn't desire him sexually. We talk a lot on this show about boundaries, things like emotional boundaries, relational boundaries, financial boundaries, but there's one boundary that nobody talks about, and I should talk about it more, and I don't, so I'm doing it right now. Boundaries around your digital life. Right now, your personal information, things like your phone number, your address, even where your kids go to school, is sitting on countless websites that you've never heard of. You didn't give them permission to have this information. They took it, and it's out there. And let's be honest, this is not just an annoyance. It's a violation. It creates this constant hum of anxiety in the background of our lives, knowing that every decision we make is being tracked by somebody that we don't even know about. That's why I use Delete Me. Delete Me goes after the data brokers and the people finder sites that collect and resell your information without your permission. Delete Me tracks down your information and they remove it, and every few months they send you a report showing you exactly what they've done. Taking control of your digital life is about boundaries, and boundaries are about peace. So go to joindeleteme.com/Delony and use code Delony to get 20% off. That's join, Join, joindeleteme.com/Delony to save 20% off. All right, let's go to Sarah in Salt Lake City, Utah. What's up, Sarah?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well, thank you.
What's up?
So I am just lacking the desire to be physically active with my husband, and I'm just looking for how to move forward with him.
Like physically active, like going hiking and fishing or sleeping together?
No, sexually.
Okay. Tell me about it.
My husband is deployed right now, and he should be coming home soon, and I'm so excited that he's coming home, but I'm also dreading it because I just don't feel this sexual desire for him, and I'm scared for when he gets home and he's going to, want to be with me, and I just don't have that feeling in me. I don't know, and I'm worried about it.
Is that new for you?
Not necessarily. I've had kind of feelings in the past, but it's never been like this, and I kind of mentioned it to him. I mean, our communication is limited with him not being here, obviously. So I mentioned it a little bit, and he said, well, that's kind of an issue, and we, need to figure something out. And I don't know, that just kind of made it worse. And now I just am like terrified for him to get home.
That sounds hard.
Yeah. And I love my husband. I don't want, people to think that I don't love him or care for him. 'Cause I
And
do,
I don't care what people think in this conversation. It's just you and I talking.
Okay.
I'm going to run through a series of questions that I always ask folks in this situation, okay? And feel free to answer what you want to, and you can just say pass if you don't want to answer it.
Okay.
Do you have a history of sexual trauma?
Yeah.
Okay. Does any of that involve your husband?
No.
Okay. Do y'all have any history of infidelity, either one of you?
No.
Okay. How long has he been gone?
Almost a year.
Okay. Do you have any sexual desire for anyone else or anyone at any time, or is that switch just completely off, or are you just specifically not attracted to him?
It's not that he's not attractive. He's attractive, but it's just there's no...
Yeah, I'm not talking about like, is he hot or not, but like, is the idea of sleeping with other people like exciting to you, or is the whole switch off?
The whole switch is off.
Okay. I've heard you in the last couple of minutes, we've only been talking for a few minutes, but you've mentioned your fear of he's going to want to sleep with his wife after being gone for a year, which obviously, right?
Right.
But I've heard you say you don't have this desire and you're worried about him getting home. Okay, so let's move that. It's hard, but let's move that over to the side for a second, okay?
Okay.
Let me ask you, are you interested in reigniting sensuality, sexual desire? Is that something you are interested in getting reinterested in?
Yeah. I mean, I want to want that for myself and for my husband,
Sure. Okay. Have you ever gone to sit with somebody and walk through your past?
No. I went to like the police once, but
Okay.
it was just kind of a like no proof type situation, and you didn't record it, and there was kind of no hope, and that was it.
How long ago was that?
Like 12 years ago.
Okay. Only one time, or when you were a child too?
It was kind of during like my teen years.
Okay.
And I guess more than once.
Yeah.
Well, not I guess, more than once.
Yeah. Can I just tell you I'm sorry?
Thanks. It sucks, but
No,
it is what it is.
No, not with me. You can do that with yourself, but you can't just pass it off with me.
Okay.
I'm not scared of it, and I'll sit here with you. I'm sorry that happened. I hate it for you.
Thanks.
Do you have any kids?
Yeah, I have 2.
2 kids.
Mm-hmm.
What was postpartum like?
A mess.
Okay.
After I had my first one, my husband had to leave for the military, and so I was just figuring that out, and I had a hard time getting pregnant too with both of my kids. There was lots of issues and things that happened, and so I don't know. It was all crazy.
So in just our short time together, I'm going to tell you right now, I think the thing that you got to do is you got to go sit down with somebody.
Okay.
Somebody that is trauma informed, and you can ask for that specifically.
Okay.
Who will walk with you And this is not an easy path, and it's a hard path, and it's a scary path. And I'm telling you, on the other side of it, it's a worthwhile. You're worth going through the healing process here.
Okay.
The old adage that Bessel van der Kolk coined, "The body keeps the score," is very true. It may just be that sex for your body, intimacy for your body, sounds every alarm it has because it's still trying to protect that teenage little girl. And it's not a time of play and reconnection and fun and excitement. It's terror and it's fear. And that doesn't mean something's wrong with you. In a weird way, that means your body's working pretty well. It's trying to protect you.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I can look into finding someone.
Can I walk you through how uncomfortable but / direct that first meeting can go?
Please.
When they'll do an intake, often they'll do an intake over the phone. And when they say, well, what are you calling about? Say, I'm struggling with libido and desire, and I have a history of sexual trauma. I have 2 little kids, and I'm in a military marriage, and I'm ready to finally heal.
Okay.
Okay?
Mhm.
Does your husband know about your past?
He knows parts of it. There's a lot in my past that happened, and I don't even know if we would ever have the time to get through all of it. And sometimes I think that I just blocked stuff out, and then just like certain things will happen that will remind me, and I'll like say something to him about it or something. I don't know. Like sometimes I feel like I just kind of forget or different things.
And again, that's your body protecting you, because keeping that front of mind is exhausting and it's terrifying. Okay?
Okay.
And also, the secrets you're carrying around, trying to protect your husband from them, trying to protect your marriage from them, trying to protect your kids from them, are going to kill you. Literally. It's so, you wake up every morning and put on a backpack full of cinder blocks just to go do your day. You don't even think about it anymore.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. Just don't apologize to me. I'm just honored you're sitting here with me. Can I give you some language for your husband too?
Please.
Okay. When he gets home, I want you to give him a hug, if that feels safe, and tell him I'm so glad you're home and that you've missed him and all of that coming home stuff, right?
Yeah.
And by the way, I know there's a whole bunch of Instagram accounts of people showing up and coming home. I know that's not how it is most of the time. You and your 2 kids have a rhythm and a routine that's been going on for a year, and you've got an exhausted, fried husband who can't wait to just reinsert himself in the whole process. And that's a messy, messy re-engagement. It always is.
I think it will be. I'm a little nervous about it.
Okay. It's okay for it to be nervous, for you to be nervous. It's going to be awkward. And the more honest you can be about the awkwardness, here's some language for you. Asking him, what is your picture of the first week you get home?
Like ask him that before he gets there, when he's here.
Before he gets home.
Okay.
Because here's what's going to happen. He's going to have a picture of what that coming home is going to look like, and more importantly, what it's going to feel like. And you have a picture of what that's going to be. And neither of your pictures are right, and especially your pictures don't match. He has a picture of these two kids that he doesn't know very well, these two little ones running at him. One of them may not even be able to run.
He can run now.
Well, and that's, but this guy's going to be a strange man.
Yeah.
And then he's going to imagine you going home and there's going to be magical food on the table and magical kids go to bed and you're going to magically be in a negligee being like, I've missed you, right? All that's going to be in his head. That's going to be a picture, right? And I'm making something up. I don't know. And you're going to have a picture of a really awkward, tense, don't know what to do. He's going to have all these expectations. So your body is slowly building up this anxiousness around a story, around a picture. And so sometimes just matching the pictures. We think in pictures, but we speak in words. Asking him, what's your picture of when you get home? And then you telling him, my picture in my head is this. And then having a couple of plans like, I'm going to make coffee the next morning. I know you've missed me and you want to jump right back into bed with me. It's been a year. I need a minute. And when you feel safe, at some point say, hey, I started seeing a therapist. There's some stories. You know some of it. I'm not fully ready to tell it all, but have some stuff from my past that I'm ready to start healing from.
Do I have to tell him about a therapist? He doesn't really believe in therapy.
Well, he's going to have to get over that. Again, I think we got to be done with the secrets inside of our own house. And maybe that's it. Maybe telling him, I didn't cheat on you. I would never cheat on you, but I've been keeping some secrets from you. There's some awful stuff that happened to me when I was a kid, and I'm working with a professional. And he's probably got some things that he saw on deployment that he's not going to want to tell you about. And getting to a place where he has someone he can talk to about that or ways y'all can discuss it. But it's just about saying our marriage is going to look a little bit different now, or a lot different now. You're home. Whew. How can I love you today? What's your picture of today look like? And let's try to align our pictures day by day. And it's going to take months to re-enter fully. And that's okay. And it should be awkward. And it should be a little bit weird. And also, you're worth the time to go do your healing. It's time to let that teenage girl exhale and finally be free. She's been protecting you and your husband and those kids for a long, long time. Make that call today. I'm so, so grateful you called, Sarah. When we come back, a woman asks how to protect her son, but also support his feelings. All right, I want to talk about Helix mattresses. Summer is gone. We're in the middle of the fall. We got football games going on. We got school stuff all over the place. All of us are wanting to numb out more and more. Listen, we have to be intentional about protecting our sleep because here's the truth. How we sleep is an incredibly important part of how we feel. One of the most important things I do to stay mentally sharp, emotionally steady, and able to show up for my wife and my kids and my team is getting a good night's sleep. And that's why I love talking to you about Helix mattresses. Helix builds mattresses for you specifically, not the generic average sleeper, but for you. Whether you're a hot sleeper, a side sleeper, a back sleeper, or somewhere in between, Helix designs mattresses around your needs. Get online and take the Helix Sleep Quiz. I did it. It takes like 2 minutes or less, and they're going to match you with exactly the right mattress for you. Right now, my audience can get an exclusive 20% off of their entire order at helixsleep.com. So go check them out right now. That's Helix, Helix, helixsleep.com/Delony for 20% off your entire order. And tell them you heard about Helix mattresses right here on the Dr. John Delony Show. With Helix, better sleep starts right now. Let's go to Jennifer in Atlanta, 4 to 5 hours away, depending on who's driving. What's up, Jennifer?
Hi, John.
How's it going?
Thank you for having me. I'm not living the dream.
Oh, no. What's going on?
So it's kind of a long story that keeps evolving. So back at the end of May, we went on a family vacation with our children, and their ages 22 down to 16 years old. We decided to allow significant others to go along on the trip with us. And over the course of the trip, two of my older children, my adult children, witnessed my 16-year-old's girlfriend slapping him. And it was in anger, and she, exclaimed something like angry at him before she did it. And they told me about it. The last day is when I found out what was going on. So the next day we drove home, and we sent her home immediately, and we broke the news to my son that we needed a separation. The original intention was for it just to be, we're breaking you up and we're done. He has been suicidal in the past. He's been on medication and he's been healing from that. But there's concern with, what that would do. Through our conversation, we decided that we'll reevaluate in 3 months.
No. Why? I'm sorry I'm interrupting here, but why? He's in a physically abusive relationship.
Because I'm scared, and the amount of devastation I've never seen him so racked with sobs at the idea of losing this person that he thought he was meant to be with. And I know he's 16, and I know how 16-year-olds feel about their relationships.
I know, and 16-year-olds are supposed to deeply weep when they get broken up, when they break up.
But it's like, it's our fault. It feels like it's our fault.
That's okay. That's okay. It's okay. Y'all got in the middle of him in an abusive, unsafe relationship. Good for you. And it's supposed to feel bad when you see your son sobbing because of a parental intervention, but y'all did the right thing.
I know that. The 3 months I've thought about that and why did we do that? But I was just scared he would hurt himself because I knew he had been that way in the past. And so we immediately got him into therapy. We cut off all ties and told her mother that they're not to communicate, and that at least for the 3 months they're not to communicate, and that we would be getting him help. So we went into therapy, and he wanted me to go in with him. And during the course of that, about session 6, the therapist looked at me in front of him and said, "I don't think he's going to change his mind." And that was the end of that. She was like, "I don't think I can help y'all because he's dug in. He's not going to change his mind about this."
Change his mind about what?
About wanting her back.
He's 16. He's 16. He's 16.
Yeah, he is.
Adults, whether they're parents or therapists, don't give up on 16-year-olds.
Yeah. And I have it. And so, he started to come out of it. He was like, "I don't think I need therapy. I'm doing okay." And, I was happy. I thought he was healing. And then about a couple of weeks ago, he said, "We have 13 days left." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he said, "Until the 3 months is up." Like he's expecting something to happen. And we gave him that hope. And I know that was the wrong thing. And then less than a week later, we discovered through one of our older children helping us check his phone that he has actually been communicating with her.
Of course he has.
I don't know for how long.
Yeah, of course he has. Yeah.
Snapchat has been the way because it disappears. And I'm Generation X. I don't know how all of that works. I don't know how to check a phone to see if you've been communicating.
Well, most importantly, no teenager should have Snapchat, period. I think it's one of the most evil, awful apps a child can have.
Okay.
For that very reason.
Okay. So now he's re-devastated because he knows that he's violated that.
Mm-hmm.
And that now he's scared to death that there's no hope at all. And I haven't known what to say. My husband has been very firm the entire time that this is not okay and that it doesn't matter, because my son keeps saying, when I was suicidal, I prayed for somebody to come into my life and help me. And she did. And she helps me to not do that. And she has helped me along the way to be a better Christian and to read the Bible more and to, she's become a Christian through our relationship, and she's all these great things. We have so much in common. I feel like God wanted us to be together. And
I know, Jennifer, listen to me though, sweetheart. He's 16. He's 16. He is being exactly developmentally appropriate for a 16-year-old.
Yeah, this morning he wrote us a note because he knew I was talking to you. He's given your blessings as long as it's anonymous to him. He's given his blessing for us to talk to you. But
hold on, Jennifer, why? Why would you go to your 16-year-old for his blessing?
Because he was there when I got the call from your show.
I know, hon, but listen, this 16-year-old boy is carrying your emotional weight. It's too heavy. I'm getting the strong sense that you need him to be okay so that you can be okay.
Yeah,
and that's the definition of codependency, and a 16-year-old can't carry that weight.
That's true.
It's so
true.
heavy.
I've had to take counsel on so many people to make sure it's the right thing to keep them apart, because it hurts so bad to see him so sad. And he's laid in my lap and cried. And I know I could take it away if I just gave him what he wants. But
hold on, he's not on the phone right now. I'm worried about you.
It's just so hard to watch my child suffer.
That's very true. No question about that. It's the worst. It's the worst part of being a parent. Watching your kid's heart get ripped out by a romantic crush. It's the worst.
He's the one.
Of course, all 16-year-olds do.
Yeah, I know.
That's the awesomeness of being 16.
I know that logically. But my husband's been speaking that into my life the whole 3 months. He's been
okay. Let's flip this around.
Had to talk me down.
Let's flip this around. What is it about finding out somebody was abusing your son, letting him go through that slow drip of poison, is more comfortable for you than the 3 months, 6 months, a year of discomfort of a 16 and 17-year-old, which but many teen parents have?
That's what my husband says too. Like, it's worth it.
And here's the other thing. With a 16-year-old, it has to be way more than words. What does that mean? Your son has to feel he's got relational value through his parents.
We've really, really been working on that. I've had very many good conversations with him.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Not conversations. When's the last time y'all went and did something together? Just y'all two. When's the last time y'all go, like, I don't want to, like, it's going to sound accusatory, and I'm not trying to accuse you of anything. I'm just trying to put a different context out. Here's what healing looks like here. Your husband taking your son to breakfast every week, once a week.
Mm-hmm.
We never miss. It looks like once a week or once every 2 weeks, he gets a date with mom, and he's going to roll his eyes. I don't want to go. And you put on something a little extra nice, and you're like, nope, we're going out.
Oh, yes, I'm comfortable with that. One of the issues is that as much as my husband loves my children, he wasn't loved well by his parents, and he has a hard time expressing that to the kids.
Okay, he needs to get over that today. No excuse. He knows it. Sometimes us as men, we find out halfway through our kids' lives that we didn't get something when we were kids, and that moment is when the excuse ends, and we have to start acting differently, even when it's uncomfortable.
I don't think they know how to talk to each other, really.
Okay.
I've had so many.
Then I'm going to send you every questions for humans I have. Friendship decks, the dating decks, and there's going to be some weird questions in the dating, but a lot of those questions will still work. I've taken that excuse away for people for just this reason. Okay?
Okay.
My son and I spent hours last week watching YouTube and fixing our 2 riding mowers together. It was awesome.
So actually, my husband, it's funny you said that. My husband fixes lawnmowers as a side job.
Okay.
And he has, during this time period, had my son down there helping him.
That's amazing.
And he paid him $10 an hour.
Forget the pay. It's the hugs and the high fives.
Right.
Yesterday, my son and I took down a chandelier and put up a ceiling fan, and it was a disaster. It was so funny. I got burned real bad. It was a mess.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to do it without turning the power off. And it was a whole thing. Trust me, it was not my finest moment. But I ended up having to turn the power off because I almost burned myself from the inside out. But listen.
I'm glad you're okay.
I was worth me getting shocked just because I was being stupid. But it was looking at him and me trying to bail him out when the screwing, like in a really tight spot, trying to screw a screw up. And I sat there and was like, no, let him do it.
Yeah.
And we high-fived each other. And it was like, dude, we did a thing together. And he was like, I don't think I want to be an electrician when I grow up. And I was like, I wouldn't. You know what I mean? But here's the most incredible investment. Not the words. It's the time. It's letting your kid feel like you delight in their presence. You get what I'm saying?
What if he doesn't want to?
He's 16. He doesn't get a vote.
Okay.
Or if he wants to play video games, for every 30 minutes of video games, it's 2 hours with dad, or it's 2 hours with mom.
Mm-hmm. And we shouldn't talk about this because that's all he wants to do. Like,
of course he does.
He wants to. My husband went on a business trip. I stayed home because he was so distraught about us catching him in a lie. So I stayed home and I told him, but the deal is we're not talking about this while Dad's gone. I don't want to talk about it without Dad. And he engaged me, and I did. I talked to him about it without Dad because I want to be there for him.
You don't. I don't believe you, Jennifer. I think you want to not feel uncomfortable, and you use him for you to not feel uncomfortable. And he can't carry that weight.
That's true. I think you're right because, I was always the good one growing up.
I know, but always being the good one is a twisted way of saying it was your job to make sure everybody else wasn't mad at you.
That's true.
And you should never have had that put on you as a kid. And your kid cannot carry that weight. He's a 16-year-old boy who fell head over heels, and he's got some psychological struggles like many 16-year-olds do. He sounds like a good kid. And you know what's easier? Just to go play video games. It's easier.
Mm-hmm. Well, he doesn't know what to do with himself right now because he has no electronics because we've taken him away because we're afraid he'll...
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
When you take away his romantic connection, a person he feels in his soul God sent to him, and you take away his numbing device, which is in any sort of purpose he has, which is getting high scores on video games, it has to be backfilled with tethered, safe adult relationships.
And I'm so tired.
I know. But here's the thing. The way through the fatigue is not giving in. The way through the fatigue is delight. And I know that sounds nuts.
The last several times we've hung out, just me and him, it's been conversations about this, and there have been tears on both sides.
Okay.
And I think I've given him false hope because I'm like, well, what would that look like? Would we be monitored? Like if I've let him think, and honestly, in my mind, I've been like, well, maybe just talking to her some, or maybe if she could come over and I'd sit right there between them. On the couch.
Flip it around. Flip it around, Jennifer. Safe. Jennifer, flip it around. Do you have a daughter?
Yes.
Okay, what if her boyfriend started slapping her around? Would you give that one 3 months?
No.
Okay.
And he thinks it's different. Our son thinks it's different. He's like, she can't hurt me. She's a girl.
Well, again, he is 16.
Yeah.
Here's what I want you to do. And this is going to be hard, okay? I want you to write your 12-year-old self a letter. I want you to close your eyes when we get off this call and you get by yourself. I want you to look at 12-year-old you as though you're looking in a mirror. See what she's wearing, see what your hair was like. And I want you to write her a letter that says, "Dear Jennifer, I'm so sorry." Because that 12-year-old girl is running the show in your house and you're exhausted. Let that girl go. Play, for crying out loud.
He doesn't want that. He just wants us to help him.
No.
Just
I'm not talking about him. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about you, Jennifer. I want you to let that 12-year-old you that's inside your chest go. Let her go play. And then I want you to call a therapist in your local area. And when they do the intake, I want you to say, "My 16-year-old is struggling, and I have found myself in a deeply codependent relationship with him. And I'm finding myself considering sacrificing his safety, both physical and emotional, because I can't handle the weight of his sadness, and I need some healing. You, Jennifer, need some healing. You and your husband need to be in one mind that we are going to practice delighting in the presence of our 16-year-old son, because we've taken away all of his crutches, and then we're upset that he can't walk. Of course, he ends up every conversation in tears. And your husband might say, "I don't know what to say. My parents didn't say anything." I don't care. He's got to go learn it. If he can get on YouTube and figure out how a mower works, you can get on YouTube and figure out how to talk to your son. But more importantly, I'll send you a bunch of tools that y'all can use these questions for humans things. And often it's simply saying, "Dude, well done, son. Great job. You did it. We did it. Come give me a hug. High five. Big time." It's that easy. It's not rocket science. But the healing in your home is going to start with you, Jennifer. Today's day one. Go make that call. We'll be right back. This month, Hallow, the #1 prayer app in the world, is offering 2 powerful prayer challenges. Starting October 13th, Jonathan Rumi, who plays Jesus in The Chosen, is walking us through the story of all stories. This isn't just a bunch of disconnected Bible verses. It's the whole arc of Scripture told like one big story. It's about real people who laugh, cry, mess up, and keep going, just like we're all trying to do. And then on October 20th, Hallow is also bringing back Jim Caviezel from The Passion of the Christ for a brand new journey through one of C.S. Lewis's most famous works, The Screwtape Letters. It's an honest look at how lives can end up spinning out of control through 1,000 tiny distractions. It's eye-opening, and it's so good. This October, join us on Hallow for the story of all stories with Jonathan Rumi starting October 13th and The Screwtape Letters with Jim Caviezel starting October 20th. Right now, when you go to hallow.com/Delony, you'll get 3 months for free. That's hallow.com/Delony for 3 months for free. All right, we're back, Kelly. It was the end of an era. We have to talk about it.
It was. So, little backstory for those that don't know. We do a battle of the bands here. And it is a...
You're getting choked up, I can tell.
Yes, that was it. Sorry. I'm all verklempt. We do a Battle of the Bands yearly here, and it is a huge deal. I mean, we're talking full-blown production at we have a rec center that...
Okay, let's put it in context. So it's not just like a high school Battle of the Bands.
Oh, no.
We're in Nashville.
Yeah.
Everyone comes to Nashville to try to make it in the industry, and then they have to get real jobs because they want to get married and get health insurance and stuff. So our company's got 1,000 people here, a little over 1,000 people. I mean, all of y'all were in the music industry, right? In some shape, form, or fashion? You didn't play, Kelly, but...
No, but I worked in the industry. Yeah.
So everyone here. Like, there's admins, secretaries who are like the best singers you've ever heard in your life, and like the
touring musicians all over the building,
all over the place. And then they're like, oh, okay, I guess I'll run podcasts and whatever. So when we say like Battle of the Bands, we mean like last year our drummer was the American Idol touring drummer, and he also runs podcasts here. His name's Eric. He's amazing. Will was in our band last year. He was one of the guitarists for the American Idol tour. Like, everyone is just amazing. And then there's a theater up there that seats 2,700 people. So there's a jillion people packed in there. And then this company spares no expense, and they get all this highfalutin gear and shenanigans. And for one night, it's like the Purge. All you people who thought you were good, you get 10 minutes on a stage, let it happen, and then get over yourselves and go on about your day jobs. And it is... I remember a few years ago, one of the sound guys that came in, they hired the whole sound crew from Nashville to come in, and the guy thought, when they announced the winner, he's like, all these other bands can go to other record companies. And one of our guys is like, what? The guy thought that the talent was so insane of these bands. He thought they were all professional bands trying to get a record deal. He didn't realize they were just like, no, that's like the greeter, right? Like, that's like Dan from YouTube channel editing. Like, they had no idea. It's the talent is insane. And for the last 5 years, Ben, you and I, several others have been in the same band with varying parts of people coming and going here and there. We're not great.
No.
But we put on a
awful.
Chaotic punk mess.
And it's fun.
It's so fun. And this is our last year with the great and wonderful Blake Thompson, who was kind of one of the OGs in this company. He's retiring at the end of this year. He's like a true punk rock pioneer. So punk rock that I don't even go into it. He's an OG. But this is his last year in the band, and he's never won a Battle of the Bands.
And he never will.
And he never will, because we got second place again. But
y'all are the epitome of
second
always
forever.
a bridesmaid,
Always.
never the bride.
But it kind of turned into like, fine, we're going to give you second place material then. We were unplugging stuff, knocking stuff over, jumping off stuff.
Your first set was the best I've ever heard, y'all. Best I've ever heard. It was so great.
Yeah.
Second set had some issues.
It was pure chaos. That's as it was supposed to be.
It was rock and roll, man.
That's exactly
it was
what it
so
was.
us. It was great.
It was exactly
And people
what it
loved
was.
it. I think we did great.
It was so fun. We had a great time.
Here's what's super fun. I have learned that I would rather be the band that everybody talks about over the weekend than the one on some trophy on a shelf somewhere.
Is that the story you tell yourself?
That's the story I tell myself all the time. Mainly because I've never won anything ever. And so I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't ever want to win.
Yeah, sellouts.
The band that won was better than us by 1,000%. They should have. And anyway. And I don't even know if we actually got second, because there's 3 bands and they just announced the winner.
I think everyone assumes y'all got second.
That's the story I'm telling myself. But if I was at the other band, I would be saying I got second place too.
And that other band was great too. They
were
super
amazing.
Fun.
They were awesome. So anyway.
Yeah. All right. So
end of an era.
Is it the end of y'all playing in Battle of the Bands?
Oh. I don't know. What do you think, John?
To be continued.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
So maybe a new era.
It's an all new era.
Without practice spaces that aren't as good.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to replace Blake, man.
Yeah, where are we going to go?
And by the way, y'all, Blake's house has a practice.
Yeah, his son is like a world-class, unfathomably good drummer. Like, better than world-class drummer. So they have like a studio it's pretty amazing. We're going to have to go back to practicing in a parking lot we'll start practicing at a Denny's. An OG Denny's.
That's so
Waffle
punk
House
rock.
at 3 a.m.
That's how we're going to get it done.
Oh, I'm super proud of y'all. Y'all did great, and we all had a lot of fun.
Well, it's fun seeing you on the front row. Your shirt was a little bit low cut in denim, but whatever. Sometimes you got to get after it.
I literally had one of y'all's t-shirts on that I didn't have a choice but to buy.
Love you guys. Stay out of school. No, don't stay out of school. Stay out of trouble. Whatever. Make good choices. Love you. Bye.